He stepped into the studio wearing a bright red MAGA hat with unwavering pride, only to be kicked out on the spot by the breaking news anchor, labeling him a show-off and a provocateur. To the millions of viewers watching at home, it seemed like just another display of political intolerance. If only they knew who this Republican really was. When the truth finally came out, the anchor's face went pale, and the audience held its breath. But that was only the beginning of the events that would shake the entire TV world. The TV studio was buzzing with last-minute prep for a breaking news segment about devastating wildfires sweeping the West Coast. The show's anchor, known for his sharp tongue, was barking orders at the production crew and makeup artists. That's when a man in a bright red MAGA cap appeared in the hallway. His name was Greg Pearson, a calm and self-assured Republican, there for reasons unknown to the rest of the team. Amid the hectic countdown to the emergency broadcast, Greg walked into the control room and politely asked if they could patch him through to the state governor to share critical information about the wildfires. But the anchor, immediately zeroing in on the MAGA cap, responded with a sneer. "Ah, another expert off the street, thinking a red hat gives him a right to butt in where he doesn't belong?" The sudden hostility shocked a young production assistant who was watching, but Greg kept his cool. He tried to explain that he had fresh data from the fire sites, yet the anchor merely brushed him off. A brief clip of their argument aired live just before they cut to the official segment. Viewers caught a glimpse of the tension brewing, while the team grew anxious at how this would all play out. While the newsroom frantically confirmed satellite feeds with reporters in the field, Greg asked the technical staff for help in setting up a direct line. The anchor decided he'd had enough. "Security, get this so-called expert out of here. Maybe learn how to wear a real hat first." Two on-duty security guards hesitated, but, seeing the anchor's stern command, reluctantly approached Greg. Even though Greg was perfectly composed, the guards began to escort him away. Things escalated quickly. Greg was forcibly taken off set. Production assistants stood in disbelief. Someone pulled out a phone and started recording. Monitors in the hallway showed the anchor mocking the Republican stepping into real journalism. Greg was left standing by the wall, calmly adjusting his MAGA cap, trying to stifle a wry smile. He knew the real story would come out soon enough. As the broadcast reached a pivotal point, about to reveal updates on new wildfire flare-ups, an urgent message came through the studio's feed. Breaking statement from the network's owner. Everyone fell silent. The camera operators turned their lenses, anticipating a high-profile executive about to appear on screen. Suddenly, there he was, Greg, still wearing the red MAGA hat, speaking with a confident smile. "Good evening. I'm Greg Pearson, your new network owner and chief executive officer. I have a few comments regarding our editorial policy." The entire studio erupted into gasps. The anchor, who'd just humiliated Greg and thrown him out, turned pale and lost his composure. What? Is this some kind of joke?" But it was no joke. Greg thanked everyone for the warm welcome and briefly reminded them that their priority was to accurately cover the wildfires and assist people, not quibble over political beliefs. "Live on the air." Greg announced new guidelines for the network. No more discrimination against staff or guests based on political opinions, and a renewed focus on truthful reporting. Audiences watching at home went wild on social media. Clips of the studio scandal spread with thousands of shares in minutes. Shaken and embarrassed, the anchor mumbled a half-hearted apology into the microphone, promising greater impartiality going forward. But the new owner hinted that such impartiality was now not just a motto, but a core requirement for every employee. The security guards who had forcibly removed Greg looked on sheepishly. Still, Greg, despite the public humiliation he'd endured, remained gracious. I really enjoy working with professionals who can learn from mistakes and move on. Let's hope things go smoother from here. And yes, I'm keeping the cap. For good luck." The camera panned to applause from the production crew, relieved at how the crisis had resolved. Big changes were on the horizon for the network, and viewers, having watched the drama unfold live, took comfort in the fact that sometimes justice does prevail, especially in an arena ruled by bright lights and louder voices.